It All Starts With You is a show where we're going on a journey of self-discovery and exploration. This platform is a place for women who are transitioning and transforming. Hi, I'm Eileen Lemmelman, licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist. We are embarking on a trip together where I will be interviewing experts and extraordinary women such as you and me. Let's start the show. Hello, 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 my ladies, my dolls, my friends. Welcome to It All Starts With You. I'm Eileen Lemmelman, and I am welcoming you today to our show. We have a really important show today on how to care for yourself as you retire, as you reach that Medicare age. So I know you're going to be really, really informed and educated, and that's what this show is going to do for you. But I would be very remiss if I didn't mention and I didn't really touch on one thing. Made it a week. It sure made it a week. I really want to just give a moment of prayer and silence, and really to recognize and remember those sweet little babies, those sweet little children that had absolutely no idea their end was coming. In Texas, it was a horrible, horrible news blurb that came up on my phone, and I was like, oh no, not again. Oh boy, I tell you, this has really been quite a few years, right? Where every single day we don't know what the next thing is going to happen. We're uncertain, we're unsure. So what I say is that this is an opportunity for self-reflection, to take a moment to really figure out how to be safe, how to be comfortable, and how to really figure out how to care for yourself in a very, very mindful, intentional, and practical way. And that's why I am really excited to bring Patti Shotwell on the show. We need to make decisions and choices that keep us safe and comfortable. We need to make choices that really will serve us and benefit us in the short term and in the long term. So I know you're going to be really, really surprised maybe at all that you're going to learn with what is involved with retirement, financial planning, and most of all, today we're going to focus on Medicare and what that really means. So let's take a brief break. Let's take a brief commercial break because I want to notice all my sponsors, my beautiful sponsors that are supporting us all, supporting midlife women, supporting baby boomers, supporting women in general. Yes, let's take a little commercial break to notice a couple of my sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to talk with Patti. Okay, I'll be right back. Everyone has a story to tell, and I want to hear yours. I'm Eileen Lemmelman, host of It All Starts With You. Our stories are a unique way to appreciate, understand, and respect each other. Your story of transformation in life and business serves as an inspiration for us all. I'm offering you a platform to highlight your powerful message and journey. Contact me, Eileen Lemmelman, host of It All Starts With You at itallstartswithyou.live. I look forward to connecting with you.
Pelvic Core Rehab is a pelvic health and wellness clinic in Boca Raton, Florida. Our physical therapy practices help people overcome pelvic health challenges and return them to the activities that bring them joy. Pelvic Core Rehab uses a holistic approach in order to create a comprehensive, cohesive, and individualized plan of care. For more information, call 561-295-1631 or visit www.pelviccorerehab.com.
So here we are back with Patti Shotwell. You saw my affirmation on there that said, I know that I will make the best choice and the smartest decision. And the way we do that is by being informed and educated. And so Patti is going to inform us and educate us today on all things Medicare.
I hope.
Thank you so much for being here, Patti.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I'm so happy to have you here, especially today on your birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
So other people are really going to be approaching their birthdays and big birthdays where we're going to have to figure out what you do about Medicare.
Yes.
So before we start talking about that, I think people want to know what exactly is Medicare and how is it different than Medicaid? Because I think people get confused with that.
Yeah, there can be confusion in regards to that. Medicare is a federal program. It was started back in 1965, so it's been around a long time. And through the years, it's gone through a lot of transformations and changes and improvements. It is the health insurance that's for the senior population. It's Medicaid, on the other hand, is low-income assistance for health insurance that that seniors can get. In particular, seniors in Florida can get it very easily, but in other states, younger people can get it also. But it is a state and federal program, a joint program, whereas Medicaid is strictly federal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we are here in the state of Florida, but
Yes.
basically everybody across the country has the same opportunities, the same options, and really has to enroll at the same time, right?
Yeah, now there's a couple of times that people can enroll. Some people that start on disability have a 2-year waiting period, and once they've been on disability for 2 years, then they can enroll in Medicare. So that's one thing. So some young people do get Medicare also.
Okay, like a disability or
Yes,
something like that.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you're waiting until your retirement, Medicare would start at age 65, and everyone has that option as long as they've. There's certain little rules they have to follow. They have to be a resident of this country and things like that. But pretty much everyone is eligible for it. And there's 2 parts to Medicare. It basically covers inpatient services and outpatient services. So inpatient services are Part A.
Is that hospitalization?
That's hospitalization, mental health hospitalization, acute care hospitalization. Anything that's considered inpatient is covered by Part A. Okay, and most people get that. They don't have to pay anything for Part A. If you've worked for 10 years, or if your husband has worked for 10 years, then you have your 40 quarters, that's a requirement, to get premium-free Part A. So most people get Part A for free.
Oh, okay.
So, but some people that don't have all their quarters do have to pay a premium to get Part A.
So basically that really is hospitalization, and most people will get that anyway, correct?
Yes.
But do you have to enroll to even get that part?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So, now, if you're already on Social Security, they just automatically assume that you're starting Medicare at 65, so they just automatically enroll you. But most people do have to enroll. And plus, if you're still working and you're on an employer group plan or something like that, you don't have to start Medicare. You can put it off and wait until you actually retire.
Some people do that because then their company or their business pays for their health insurance and they kind of defer the Medicare. But, you know, we're talking about enrolling.
Yes.
So what does that actually mean? What does enrolling in Medicare actually mean?
All right. Well, it's actually gotten a lot simpler. Some of the things that COVID brought to us was it brought technology a lot more, because it used to be you had to do all your enrollment with paper applications and things like that. Now, to enroll in Social Security or in Medicare, you can do it all online. And it's really made things a lot simpler. So there's, you know, a couple of forms you have to fill out online. They're submitted. You can take them to the Social Security office if you want to, but it really is working pretty well using their online system now.
So you're saying that as you approach, and we'll talk about that too, age 65, you have to enroll by doing some sort of, you know, application.
Correct, yes.
And you're saying for the most part, it's easy and people are more experienced with using computers, especially since the COVID era.
Yeah.
But do you recommend reaching out to someone like you who's going to walk you through the different stages and phases and options as opposed to doing it all on your own?
Absolutely. I do highly recommend that you talk to an ethical agent that's going to assist you with the process, because it is a very complicated system. It's not something that you can just read a little bit and understand how it works. And you don't want to make a wrong decision. You don't want to do something that's going to cost you money in the future. That if, say, for example, you should have enrolled and you didn't, and then, you know, later on you could be subject to penalties if you enrolled late. Okay, so you have to know all the little intricacies of, should I do this? Should I do that? What exactly am I looking at? And an agent like me can, you know, help you decide whether it's the right time for you to enroll or not. And many times I meet with clients and they're like, oh, I have to start Medicare, or I have to start my Social Security. And I'm like, wait, no, you don't. And once I start to, you know, when I get their information and I realize what their situation is currently, I'm like, no, you can wait. You don't have to enroll right now. You can wait until you retire, or you can wait because you're on employer insurance or things like that. And it's always about what's going to give you the best health coverage and what's going to give you the most financial benefits also.
You know, as you are, and I'll talk personally, as I was approaching that age, I was getting so many mailers. I was getting all this information and people actually, you know, reaching out to me and saying they want to, you know, help me, and you need to do this and you need to do that. Talk to us about how you sift through all that and decide what's best.
Well, that is, you know, unfortunately or fortunately, your demographics are out there, okay? So anybody can access a list of people that are turning 65 in the next year. So they know you're on a list somewhere that has your birth date on it. So they're going to start mailing stuff to you. They can get phone numbers and they're going to start calling. If somebody is calling you and they're not leaving messages, you shouldn't call them back. Don't return phone calls for people you don't recognize the number from, or if they don't leave a message. That's the one thing I want to mention. But as far as talking to an agent on the phone, if you can get a recommendation from a friend or a family member or a neighbor, somebody that, you know, has an agent that helped them through the process, I would recommend that. I definitely do not recommend calling one of these call centers on the television. Please don't call Joe Namath or JJ Walker, okay? I'm just right off the bat, don't do it. For the most part, those they are insurance agents, but they're not going to be really there for you when you need them, okay? And they just want to make a sale. And they know that they'll never talk to you again, because if you ever call the number back, you'll never get the same agent twice. So don't do that, because they could put you on a plan that your doctor doesn't take, or they could put you on a plan that's going to have excessive charges, or that doesn't cover your medication. You need somebody that's going to sit down, a broker who's going to be able to help you sift through all your options and are not going to rush you and just wait for you to say yes to a question and now they've enrolled you, because that's what they do on those call centers.
You know, I personally have experience with Miss Patti Shotwell, and she does walk you through everything. But, you know, can you tell us, and this was where I got stuck, the difference between straight Medicare and a supplement and a replacement program, you know, through one of the insurance companies. Can you explain that?
Briefly, Medicare is Part A and Part B. Okay, now Part A, as I mentioned, was your inpatient services. Part B is your outpatient services. Okay, now Part B does have a monthly premium that everyone needs to pay. Some people pay more if they have high income. They do get hit with an income-related monthly adjustment, so they would pay a higher premium. But most people pay the $170.10, which is what it is every month. But that doesn't cover all your costs with Medicare. There's out-of-pocket costs that you have to pay, deductibles and co-pays and co-insurance, 80-20%. These type of co-insurances with Medicare, and if you have a major illness, your bills can get a little bit out of control with Medicare. So through the years, they've realized that this was a problem, and some of the improvements that they've made with Medicare is they added supplements, which are private insurance companies that offer supplemental insurance that works with Part A and Part B and helps cover your costs. Now that does have an additional premium that you have to pay to get one of these plans. Okay, so that was one thing that they did. Then they also started Medicare Advantage plans. Those are the HMOs and the PPOs, which are the managed care plans. And those are the ones, you know, just to give them a little prop, that JJ Walker and Joe Namath talk about. They're not talking about original Medicare Part A and B. They're really talking about these Part C plans, which are the Medicare Advantage plans.
Okay.
Now, those offer a lot of additional benefits, but it is a network that you have to stay in a network with, you know, your doctors. Make sure your doctors are in the network. There are sometimes referrals, there's pre-authorizations that you have to get and things like that. So there's positives and negatives to getting a supplement, and there's positives and negatives to getting a Medicare Advantage plan. And an independent broker that represents multiple companies will be able to help sift through all your options and help you decide on what's going to be the best thing for you.
Wow. So far, Patti has made it so understandable and so less scary and so less confusing. But you know what I'm going to tell you and suggest is, I've never said this before, but I'm going to ask you, if you have any questions and you want to know anything from Patti, right now through the Facebook portal that I'm airing on live. You can write to me and write to Patti. So write us any questions, give us any questions that you might have regarding Medicare, replacement, when to enroll, the cost, anything that you have, questions about, write into us, okay? While you're doing that, we're gonna take a brief commercial. We're gonna look at some of my other sponsors. And when we come back, we'll continue with Patti talking about Medicare, but also about a little bit about financial advising also, because that's part of what happens as we get to that retirement age. We have to really prepare and plan for retirement and financial advising. So write in if you have any questions, and we'll go to commercial, and when we come back, we'll talk again with Patti.
Ruth Kraft is a concierge parenting consultant bringing calm to chaos. With more than 20 years' experience, Ruth provides guidance, practical tools, and strategies to empower parents to reach their specific goals. From pregnancy to parenting, her priority is to help reduce the stress and anxiety of parenting. Call Ruth Kraft at 561-632-8469.
Kathy Mela is a dream resuscitator. Kathy breathes life into women leaders by showing them how to resuscitate their dreams, regain their sense of purpose, be more fulfilled in their career, and find balance in life. As a keynote speaker, author, coach, and mentor, Kathy brings a level of expertise to empower women to know their true value and believe in their own possibilities. Through intuitive, heart-centered listening, Kathy uncovers the magic just below the surface to breathe life into your dreams. Contact Kathy at kathymela.com or call 954-249-4379.
Patti Shotwell, the insurance lady, is a retirement planner and an independent broker. Assisting people of all ages with health insurance and life insurance, Patti is a retirement specialist helping the senior population with Medicare, long-term care, legacy, family security, and nest egg protection. From health and medical, income and savings, final expenses and estate planning, extended care, and long-term care, Patti focuses on educating clients and on making sure that questions are answered and problems are solved. For more information, contact Patti at 954-540-7850.
Okay, so here we are back with Patti Shotwell. She's not only the insurance lady, but she's also a retirement specialist. So what do we need to know as we get to that age, that retirement age? I know you have sort of like this package that you really approach and tell people it's four-pronged.
Yes.
And, you know, it really helps people to really just look at what they need to do and plan for and be proactive around as they approach that age. So let's talk about it. What are some of the things that people need to worry about or think about or plan for?
The four main areas are your health insurance, which is Medicare and other health insurance that you may have.
Right.
Then there's long-term care. Everybody is always concerned about, you know, who's going to take care of me when I'm older, if I have mobility issues or things like that. There's ways of planning to ensure that you're going to have the assistance that you need, so that, you know, and a lot of people don't want to be a burden on their family. They want to have resources to take care of themselves.
Yes.
And that's, you know, part and parcel with your retirement income, with your Social Security income, with any kind of 401k or pension that you may have or other savings that you have. Ways of ensuring that your money is going to last and that you have the resources that you need to live comfortably. And then the other part is leaving like a legacy for your family, taking care of them when you're gone, making sure that your final wishes are understood in advance so that at the time, because, you know, it's going to happen, you know, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
It's
We
inevitable.
all
It
die.
happens, and none of us know when. So when you're turning 65, that's a great time to really sit down, put your wishes on paper, talk it over with your family. You may find out that they would have different ideas than you did, which I found out with my husband. My husband has really different ideas for me. If I was in a situation where I couldn't make decisions for myself, I tried to talk to him about what I wanted,
Yes.
and he was like, "No, I couldn't do that." And I was like, "Oh, well, then you're not going to be
my health
You're not going to
proxy."
be my health proxy."
But
because,
you are
and-
bringing up such
Yeah,
an important
yeah.
point
So-
that if you don't express
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you want, nobody's in your head. They
Yep.
don't know.
Yeah.
And they're going to maybe pick something very different than
Yep.
what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yep.
yeah, and long-term care and really last wishes
Mm-hmm.
and also, a DNR, all
Right.
of those things.
All of those things,
come
yes.
into what exactly you want
Yep.
as you approach that moment.
Yeah, and the best time to do that is, you're turning 65. Go ahead and think about it. Get it on paper. Make sure your will is up to date. Make sure your beneficiaries are on your bank accounts and all the things that need to be done ahead of time, so that when that inevitable time happens and your family is distraught and upset, they're not going to have to think, "Oh, what did mom want? What did my wife want? I don't know." And that just causes, more heartache for them because
Yeah,
they don't know what's going on.
As women, very often, of course, first and foremost, most women worry about taking care of their family.
Yep.
They don't think about anyone taking care of them.
Yep.
And they worry about that, like
Yes.
you said.
Yeah.
The long-term care is going to really step in and take care of that so you don't have to be a burden on your children.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that as women, very often, we have sort of handed over a lot of those issues, a lot of those decisions, a lot of those kinds of, problems and concerns over to our partner, our husband. And so it's so important to really become empowered.
Yes.
And how can you offer support to a woman who's afraid to say something and who's afraid to really have a voice in the relationship where she's always deferred to her husband?
So, well, sometimes I get them together and we talk about it. I bring up the subject and then that kind of gets them talking. That's one way of doing it. I'm a huge proponent of making sure that you are an advocate for yourself. You are the one that knows you best. You have to speak up with your doctor. You have to make sure that your doctor is listening to you and is answering your questions, is not just,
That's
not
right.
not really paying attention to what you want or
That's right.
need or what you think is important. They should understand that. And if you're not getting that from your doctor, then you need to change your doctor.
Exactly.
There's a lot of really great doctors out there. And I'm like, if you're not getting what you need from your doctor, change your doctor.
And actually, as you enroll in Medicare, is a perfect
time
to change
Perfect time.
doctors. But
Yep.
you're talking about, advocating for yourself. And one thing I know is that Patti is so kind and calm, and she's so well versed and educated in all things that you're going to need as you approach Medicare, Social Security, financial, planning, any kind of retirement savings. She is really a wealth of knowledge, and she does it with such love and care and really holding you. So we're going to end here today saying thank you so much for all the information that you offered us. You really educated us so well, but I'm sure there's more. And I want to ask you to come back next time to talk about financial planning and really what that means and what that looks like for women, especially who maybe weren't in the workforce as long or really depended on men, their husband or their partner more. So we need to be educated about that as well.
Absolutely.
So would you come back?
Oh, I'd love to.
So here we are at the end of another fabulous show. Patti was so informative. I hope you got some education. If you have any questions or any kinds of issues or concerns, you can write to me or you can write to Patti and just ask her exactly what your question is, and we'd be happy to answer it. So listen, ladies, we're coming to the end, and the affirmation was, I am going to make the best choice and the best decision for myself. It's an affirmation, but it's also what we do when we're informed. We do make the best decisions and the best choice when we're educated and informed. So I'm leaving you today to educate yourself and inform yourself, and I'll see you next week on It All Starts With You. You have been watching It All Starts With You. New and exciting opportunities are ahead of you. You are creating your own destiny. Until we meet again, my friends, it all starts with you.